3 people in food and beverage operation. Everybody else is either at or above industry average within the Pasco, Hernando, Hillsborough, Pinellas County area.
So you're saying that your managers knew that they were not getting a raise?
Yes. Yeah, we talked about it in numerous staff meetings.
Well, if we're doing so well, I don't see why we can't give them bonuses or something now.
That's exactly what we want to do.
But I'm saying now, not wait another year.
There's a possibility that can be done.
Well, we have one of the items on our project list that we'll discuss at another workshop, December 1st, is to have a salary survey done so that we can compare how our employees are doing vis-a-vis other similar organizations. And I would say if we find we're out of line there, we can always make adjustments.
Exactly. Definitely. And if we have the same success as we've had the last 3 years, I think it'll be appropriate. But we just like we do for capital spending, we prefer to do it in the way of bonuses because that money's in the bank. We've done better, and then in my opinion, I agree with you that they should be rewarded. But you know, with this economy, I mean, there's people. I don't know if you still watch the news, or, you know, see it in the newspaper. This job market is worse now again this year than it was last year. So I said this before, and I don't want people to take it the wrong way, but people that work hard here, they work hard here for a reason, is to keep their job. You know, and it's, you know, you see people 2 and 3 years that haven't had a job. We had a CPA apply for the dishwasher's job yesterday, or last week, on Craigslist. A CPA applied for the dishwasher's job. We've had many professionals apply for the waiters and bartender job that had never been a waiter or bartender in their life, but yet had bachelor's and master's degrees. It's really tough. So we want to sustain. Our benefits went up again. We didn't cut their benefits. We're trying to do the smart thing. We're trying to keep their benefits for their families and for themselves. It went up again. Marcia and I went out and rebid the insurance, and it went up about 8%, but we didn't change their benefits. We rebid it. We didn't make their deductible higher or cut their coverage. We're trying to do the smart ways, cover them in the right way. So, you know, are they happy about it? You know, I don't know that they're happy about it, but they understand is the key.
I have one comment. I have to support when the mission statement says that they would have performance-based compensation, and that's not happening this year. Because I hear that they've been our performers, they're not getting rewarded for being overachievers. I think that's a morale breaker. So.
And your managers are the ones that have helped you achieve, you know, such a good financial, whatever, status.
I'll tell you the other side of the coin. From out in the industry, this is not being represented by unions or working for the government. As the company goes, and that's using a long-term perspective, sometimes people are performing very well but don't get raises because of the economy and what the rates are in competing industries and so forth. There's a variety.
Well, let me piggyback what Bill just said. That $300,000 we made, okay, the managers participated in that. I led it, and that paid for the residents. Nobody's doing a remodel in 2010. Nobody that I knew of. We're about the only community association that's doing $1 million remodel, and that $300,000 went back to the residents first to make their facilities better, to make their community more financially sound, and to make this more solid, make it more appealing for the future. One of the things that came out of the long-range plan is that was one of our goals, is to make this, is to keep our facility at a state-of-the-art condition, so when the market does turn, we're going to have a diamond in the rough. We're going to have a facility that's been modernized, that's been kept up, that has been kept current, so that it's going to, for the use of the community, but also for the prospective buyers that come in here. We think it's going to make a difference to the person that's making that buying decision. What we've done, what we've shown as far as how healthy we are from a cash standpoint.
I guess also to follow up a little bit on Bill, I mean, quite honestly, companies are still laying people off.
Yes.
There is no cost of living for the second year in a row for Social Security benefits.
Yeah, military things, so pensions.
Yeah.
I would also say too that if the board next year looks like we're going to have a surplus, and the board and the general manager and the managers want to take a look at some kind of a bonus structure, that's something that this well, next year's board could take a look at. There's nothing to say that in April or June or something like that, if, you know, things are trending well in terms of surpluses and, you know, or let's say the fall, that, you know, that you could look at some kind of a bonus structure.
And we can
Same
look,
thing with that, the salary review.
Right.
You find out by doing the salary review that
Right.
some people need to be adjusted.
Right.
Can I ask a question? When will that be ready for the board review?
when will what?
You said you were gonna come up with a new business model, looking at compensation-based raises for the...
No, no.
No,
Kevin's
we're
talking-
talking about on.
No, I'm asking Bill. He made that comment that they were gonna revisit this and look at a better,
Yes,
or a different methodology on
That's
how
correct.
to determine raises.
yeah, looking
When will
forward
that be ready?
for the 2011, we plan to propose that for the end of 2011, instead of raises, bonus structures. And we're gonna do in fact, Bob, right now, I'll just ask you, I'll probably ask you to help me with this. We want to do a matrix system of how we evaluate employees into like a points basis, and let's say 10 points is average, 15 points is above average, and 20 points is excellent. And we want to have a matrix weighted to that to say what they get for the different levels they achieve. I took that a lot off what you did with me. The same basic, because right now we aren't nearly at that level with evaluating managers or the hourly employees. It's just a very basic generic evaluation, evaluating like 6 different areas.
Okay. I have something on food and beverage with the employee status. We're looking at one additional employee part-time for the 11 budget, and one that we moved
Right.
from marketing. We're seeing more part-time employees than that already.
Right.
How are we adjusting that?
We're
in the
trying to
budget?
use part-times instead of full-times because in season we need the help and out of season we don't. Part-time don't incur benefits, so it actually saves the association money. And it still gives us quality employees.
That I understand, but we have listed for one increase
Right.
person of part-time.
That was a bartender.
But we've already added more than that in the restaurant, in food and beverage.
That's no, we replaced, you have to remember, we lost 2 people. And out of this is we totally can't get into.
No, but didn't we just have, there's a difference of 5 people at this point, is there not?
No. 5 new people? No. We lost 2. 3 actually. And we hired 5, so 2 additional. Both of them part-time.
Okay, so we've reported that we're gonna have 1 additional. I'm just pointing this out for the budget
Okay.
to say that we might have
Yeah,
underestimated
there could have, I get to see your point. There could have been, we could have had 1 more part-time,
Yeah,
based on volume. Yes,
and we have more than that,
1 more.
yeah,
Right.
okay.
Additional comments or questions from the board? Resident comments?
Oh, Bonnie first.
The gentleman in the back raised his hand first.
I just wanted,
State your name, please.
Ken Nelson, I'd just like to make a comment regarding the Gulf revenue, as I'm sure you all got my latest letter, I hope. I do agree with Mr. Ferris that that we're being very aggressive in how much revenue is going to come in. I gave you my views on how much money we're going to be short. I'm not going to belabor it since it's open to discuss, but I'd like to ask one question about the trackage. If you read my comments there, and I did an analysis of the
Sorry,
reduction.
we don't answer questions at these meetings.
Put it in.
Ask
You
comments?
can make a comment if you want to.
Put in, no.
I'll answer it later.
Well, then my comment simply is, as the bottom line, I hope you don't pass this budget, because I believe the revenue income for golf that's being estimated is significantly higher than it should be, and we're going to fail. And I would request this board does not pass this budget as it stands.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bonnie?
I forgot. From the discussion on the wages increases or bonuses, the Finance Committee had made a recommendation that we would like the board to consider. I'm going to infer that there are no bonuses or raises in the budget for next year.
No questions.
I
Right.
infer, I'm making a statement. The second one is about the discussions about golf and food and beverage. We still are focusing, and I know they're too big, but they're the 2 biggest amenities. And a budget is a best guess estimate.
some things are gonna be better and some things are gonna be worse. And I think that you mentioned that the risk factor, there's about, if I'm right, 400,000 or 300,000 with the water and all of that. So you can't predict how many people are going to golf. I would think that more people would be daily fee players because we have lowered the rates. You don't know how many people are going to eat in the dining room, so you can't predict what the food and beverage revenue is. So no, there's no commitment from people to use the restaurant and bar, and we'll see how golf works out. But they should be equal in the consideration instead of focusing on one over the other. I'm done.
Francine?
I was just going to comment on the wages again and the bonuses. If this year there was a surplus, and we're already projecting that next year there's like 0, then it's not a question. This is a
Make a
rhetorical
statement.
question. I can't, well, it's a rhetorical
State what
question.
you want.
Then it seems as though even though we may analyze the opportunity to give bonuses, there won't be any money to do so next year where there is money this year.
Well, I'll answer that. What we're anticipating is over the last 3 years, we've gone in with a zero-based budget to start, and each
Bill,
year.
we're not answering questions.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll talk to you
Yeah,
later.
it was rhetorical, which
Yeah,
I
I'm
guess
sorry.
means
No
it doesn't get an
I've
answer.
learned that lesson.
I'll talk to you
now.
later.
Okay, do we have any further resident comment, or question, or not question, resident comment? Any further resident comment?
That was a good point.
Yeah. Any further board comment? Are you ready to vote? Any further? All in favor signify by raising your right hand.
Wait, no, made a motion.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I will entertain a motion to approve the proposed budget for 2011.
So moved.
All in favor signify by raising the right hand. No one's opposed, as I see it. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you very much. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Bob, just want to stay in here for the forum?
It's only 25.
I'm going to get my stuff. Oh, that's right.
It's not in the budget.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Everybody have a great week.